You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Nimmo. The first look at this evening's weather here at 4 o'clock. And taking a look at temperatures across the state, it is a warm afternoon, but not as hot as we've had been because of the cloud cover that's kind of filtering out the sun across the state. Pretty warm across Sarasota County, Orlando 90 right now, and it's ranging from 95 at Sebring with the blaring sunshine in there. But fortunately, the sea breeze keeping the coast an immediate stretch of the bay and coast of the area about 88, 89, 90 degrees. And you can see the flow is quite different than we had last week. It's coming from the south, and so the storms are bubbling up across Florida, coming our way in a hit and miss fashion. And we look at radar, you can see interior parts of our viewing area, Hardy and DeSoto County, Highlands County, we're getting some storms in there. A closer look shows they're moving due north, but more developing. And if we take a look a little closer there, right about Charlotte Harbor, just north of Punta Gorda, there's one fairly strong storm. The future radar shows it could happen anywhere tonight. They're going to pop up boiling in this unstable air mass. Odds are we're going to have about a 50% chance we'll see them before midnight, and then that chance will diminish overnight. And looking at our evening temperatures, if you're heading out tonight, make sure you take an umbrella because about 8 or 9 will have that chance of showers and thunderstorms increasing through the midnight hours, and then it dries out pretty much overnight. I'll have a look at the complete weather forecast, a tropical outlook too, right after Scott gives you the first news.
All right, thank you so much, Steve. First at 4, the impact red tide is having on beaches and marine life here on the Suncoast. The nation's #1 beach, Siesta Key Beach, now has dead fish washing ashore. This video was taken less than 2 hours ago. It shows thousands of dead fish just south of the main public beach area. Very few people are out on the beach today because of the algae bloom. For now, no crews were spotted cleaning up the fish. FWC just released a report this afternoon saying that Manatee County is still okay, but there are high concentrations of red tide now in North Sarasota County. You're seeing that right there. And from Lido Beach south, beachgoers are reporting respiratory irritation.
And just south of Sarasota County, a paralyzed manatee was found stuck on a sandbar in Lemon Bay due to red tide. The Charlotte County's Sheriff's Office found this manatee and then called the Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission to help rescue that marine mammal. Deputies say the manatee is now safe and headed to SeaWorld in Orlando for treatment.
Well, an error by the Florida Department of Revenue sent the sales taxes collected at University Town Center stores to the wrong county.
While the mall is in Sarasota County, millions of dollars in sales taxes were sent mistakenly to Manatee County. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us with exactly how much the county may owe.
Well, Jacqueline Scott, this puts the county in a tight squeeze. It was just last month Manatee County had to dip into its reserves for a shortage of property tax revenue. Now, the county just found out that they'd end up deeper in the hole with this error, which was made over the past 3 or 4 years. It could end up costing Manatee County over $4 million. Stores in the shopping center operating independently from the mall pay business and sales taxes to the Department of Revenue. The State Department takes a portion of that and then distributes the rest to local governments where the sales took place. Here's the problem. The $4 million in taxes collected from stores in the UTC were incorrectly sent to Manatee County. So now they may be responsible for paying this back. Coming up at ABC 7 News at 6, we'll find out Manatee County's payback plan coming up in the future. Back to you guys.
Dwayne, thank you so much. New at 4, new details on a case involving a Sarasota man accused of shooting and killing a Fort Myers police officer. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement have now filed a detainer on Wisner Desmaret, who is a citizen of Haiti. Right now, Desmaret is in the Lee County Jail, charged with first-degree murder. Police say Desmaret shot Officer Adam Jobbers Miller at a Fort Myers gas station back on July 21st. That officer died last weekend. If Desmaret is ultimately deported, it would likely be after his trial. A fight over Chinese food leftovers led to the arrest of a Northport woman. Michelle Sedlak was arrested Friday after police say she threw a knife at a man following an argument over the food. Fortunately, she missed. She's now charged, though, with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. New at 4, the Broward County School District is suspending its investigation into the killing of 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, saying it conflicts with a state inquiry. State members of the school staff are about to be interviewed by the state commission investigating the shooting, and the district says it did not want to subject them to a second round of questioning. Broward County had hired a retired Secret Service agent last week to do an internal investigation about staff performance before, during that shooting. Jacqueline joins us now with some troubling new accusations against embattled CBS chief Les Moonves. Jacqueline.
Scott, a seventh woman now coming forward with allegations of misconduct against Les Moonves. The unnamed woman went to police last November claiming that Moonves assaulted her 3 times over the course of 2 years in the 1980s. The LA County District Attorney's Office declined to pursue the charges, saying that the statute of limitation had expired. This latest accuser joins 6 other women who have come forward accusing Moonves of offenses ranging from unwanted advances to sexual assault. And a last-minute Hail Mary, a temporary restraining order to stop the release of downloadable blueprints for a 3D plastic gun has been issued. A federal judge in Washington state temporarily blocking the release just hours before those documents were set to be made public by the Texas-based group called Defense Distributed. Their website, once a countdown to victory, now flipped upside down.
That means that for any entity or individual to post that information online is illegal under federal law, just as it was before the federal government made the unfortunate decision to allow it.
Now, it could be an uphill battle as blueprints for a 3D printed AR-15 were already posted by that company. Thousands of people have downloaded those prints already. 8 states in the District of Columbia are now suing the Trump administration, asking the courts to permanently stop those documents' releases. Well, investigators are trying to determine the cause of a plane crash that happened in Mexico. More than 4 dozen people hospitalized after that plane crashed shortly after takeoff yesterday. The Aeromexico plane ended up in a field just beyond the runway. Images from that crash site show smoke rising off of the wreckage. 103 people were on that flight. The Red Cross helped get those who were injured transported to area hospitals. Well, Swedish police are on the hunt for a pair of thieves who stole some of the country's priceless crown jewels and then escaped on a speedboat. The raid happened yesterday at a Swedish cathedral west of the capital, Stockholm. The bandits made off with crown jewels belonging to former Swedish monarchs, including 2 crowns and a golden orb adorned with a crucifix. The items date back to the early 17th century. The cathedral now on lockdown while police search for those thieves. Let's send it back to Scott with some details on how our community is helping kids get ready for the upcoming school year. Scott?
It'll be here soon, Jacqueline. Getting ready for that new school year is not cheap. That's why the Gettle Automotive Group wants to help Suncoast students get the supplies they need. This Saturday, volunteers will be at the Walmart on Cattleman Road in Sarasota and the Walmart store on State Road 64 East in Bradenton. They'll be there from 10 until 2 collecting supplies and backpacks to donate to the Manatee and Sarasota Education Foundations. If you're going to Legoland soon, don't forget to pack your school supplies. Instead of paying for parking, Legoland wants you to bring school supplies for homeless students. Through August 31st, guests are asked to bring new school supplies to donate to the Homeless Education Advocates Restoring the Hope program for Polk County Public Schools. Every donation will help the more than 4,000 students who are identified as being homeless. Today, people across the Suncoast are remembering the life and what will be a lasting legacy of a well-known philanthropist. Betty Schoenbaum was passed away just weeks before her 101st birthday. Over the years, Schoenbaum has donated tens of millions of dollars to local arts and human services organizations here on the Suncoast and believes strongly in helping the underprivileged. She's survived by 2 sons, 2 daughters, and 17 grand and great-grandchildren. Coming up on ABC 7's News at 4, if you think you spend too much time on social media, you're likely right. What new tool, though, the most popular apps are rolling out to curb your addiction? Plus, 2 biologists in Hawaii make a heart-stopping rescue to save a 20-foot-long whale shark.
When ABC 7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC 7 First Alert Weather, we're here for you.
home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, whether in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
at home,
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
and on the go.
Help! I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-518-0221. That's 1-800-518-0221. Call now, 1-800-518-0221. For a free brochure, call 1-800-518-0221.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
Well, the way you pay for meals at your favorite restaurant may be about to change, as some consider passing credit card fees onto their customers. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live from Venice with what details they're doing there. Rebecca?
Scott, well, it's a lot easier to hand over plastic when you're paying for goods and services, but credit card companies are charging businesses for each one of those transactions. So in order for shops and restaurants to avoid paying hundreds of dollars in fees each month, they've turned to changing the payment options. Some businesses have decided to accept cash only. Others will give a discount to those who pay with cash. And a few will charge customers more if they pay with a credit or debit card. And tonight at 6, you'll get to hear from some of these local business owners about what they think is the best option for them. Live in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. A couple in Michigan ordered a pizza and got quite the surprise when it arrived. A delivery man spotted a baby grand piano in their foyer. The self-taught musician couldn't resist and asked if he could play. Bryce Dudall then proceeded to crush the third movement of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. Family was blown away and posted video of Dudall on Facebook. Now it's been viewed nearly 500,000 times. Well, this is definitely not something you see every day. A 50-inch TV sandwiched between two people on a motorcycle. Just an hour before this, a burglary at a home near Houston. Home surveillance shows the motorcycle pull up to the home. The thieves head back to the back patio, look around, and then they rip a TV out of a cabinet. You can see them get back on their bikes with the TV. Police are still looking for those two suspects. And Jacqueline?
Well, thank you, Scott. Take a look at this whale shark in Hawaii tangled in the heavy gauge line. A family was diving when they noticed the 20-foot-long whale shark swimming next to them. That same juvenile shark was spotted 2 weeks ago, and experts alerted the public and said the entanglement could be life-threatening. They just floated and tracked the animal, knowing that it needed their help.
We waited a long time to consider, what our responsibility was, what our kuleana was. We know that people don't necessarily encourage this type of thing. Both of us are biologists. We felt like we were sort of in tune with what the animal was doing, and maybe we were meant to be there.
Well, they said that line was about 5 inches thick and it took 5 dives just to cut through it with a 4-inch knife. She says this serves as a good example of the things that we throw away, that they can cause problems for marine life. Well, double check your salad and wrap products. Health officials say there are concerns about possible parasite contamination. The USDA is issuing a public health alert over some beef, pork, and poultry salad and wrap products sold at stores like Kroger, Trader Joe's, and Walgreens. The parasite is treated with antibiotics and can cause stomach and intestinal problems, along with fever and flu-like symptoms. Well, Chipotle now facing a lawsuit over the food served at one of its Ohio restaurants. A man who says he got sick after eating there on Sunday is suing for $25,000. The local health department says it has fielded hundreds of complaints. Well, if you've ever wondered if you spend too much time on social media, the answer could be coming soon to a platform near you, courtesy of Facebook and Instagram. The two companies are rolling out new features on their mobile apps to help users better manage their time on social media. The features break down time spent on each app on a daily and weekly basis. Users can also temporarily mute push notifications and set reminders to tell them when they've reached a self-determined cutoff time for the day. May come in handy. Well, Facebook is going after accounts trying to meddle in the midterm elections and now says that it has pulled down 32 accounts across Facebook and Instagram. Those accounts were coordinating to spread misinformation ahead of the elections. Some of them have been active for more than a year. Well, get ready to start paying more for things like diapers and paper towels. Procter & Gamble pointing to a strong economy looking to boost its bottom line. Price hikes of between 4% and 5% on brands like Pampers and Bounty will go into effect in the next few months. Let's check in with meteorologist Steve Newman for a look at our first alert forecast.
Thanks, Jacqueline. A lot of clouds, as you can see from our Casey Key Cam, and that's a good thing because it's filtering out the sun. So even though the temperatures are up there and the humidity's up, at least you don't have that broiling effect. It's just the oven's on medium high right now across the area. And talk about medium high, look at these current heat index readings. 101 at Mayaca City. Lake Placid, it feels like 102. Almost 100 in Sarasota and Bradenton, a little bit nicer out on the Keys, but then you got the red tide to deal with. Looking at the satellite view from our GOES 16 image, every 5 minutes these pictures are taken. You can see the individual cumulus clouds in these. Also the blooming and the blossoming of the storms and the unstable air that just blankets Florida. The air's blowing up from the tropics right on top of us. And you can see the hit and miss showers and thunder showers, mainly in the interior. And there's one particularly heavy area that's been blossoming in the heart of Florida the last couple of hours. A little heavy rain up in the Panhandle as well. But coming up from the Everglades, moving into Hardee County, DeSoto County especially. If we zoom in around Arcadia, there's a particularly strong storm in progress right now with a lot of lightning, so be alert to that, with the heaviest lightning just about where the prison is on I-70 heading into Highlands County. Now, across the nation, high pressure prevails, and it means very hot most places. Even behind this cold front, it's still quite warm, and rain ahead of it. That front will not reach us. Temperatures across the country right now: 79 at Boston, 81 at New York City, 82 at Chicago. Phoenix 104. Death Valley's been topping off at around 124 to 127. They're having their hottest month ever. Taking a look at the tropical outlook, it's remaining very dry for a couple of reasons. If we take a look at the, well, we've frozen up here. There it goes. Let's try that one more time. We'll see if we can do that tropic again. And a lot of Sahara dust has been blowing off into the Atlantic. It's been suppressing a lot of activity over the eastern Atlantic. And the high pressure, the Bermuda high, has been very strong for the last month. You'd expect during a lot of July and into August to remain quiet, and that's happening right now. But the peak of the hurricane season is still about a month away. You can see the scattered thunderstorms across. Now across Florida, this is the Futurecast taking us through tonight, tomorrow, and into Friday. Hit and miss showers and thunderstorms, 30, 40, 50% chance across our viewing area. This is tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You see a lot in the interior, but it could blow over us right on through the evening hours. Looks like the overnight is the less chance that we'll see thunderstorms for the next couple of days. Beach and boating, if you're way out there in the water, southeast winds in the morning, southwest in the afternoon to 10 knots, seas 2 feet. Bay and inland waters a light chop, but With the problem with red tide, the beach temperature, air and water is 87, UV index 11. Here's my forecast for tonight. Look for a 40% chance of thunder showers, actually increasing through the evening hours. The low temperature 75 with winds becoming light and variable, except near those thunderstorms. And tomorrow, a 60% chance of late storms, high 90. And here's your 7-day outlook showing not much change until early next week. And by then, maybe slightly drier air blowing over us with only a 30% chance of showers, but temperatures staying pretty close to seasonal average for the next several days. Scott?
All right, Steve, thank you. Today, deputies released a list of people who are still missing in the Carr fire in Redding, California. It went from 16 people to 4, and now it's down to 3. Crews battling the Carr fire are hoping the worst is over now. It has charged an area that's larger than the city of Denver, and it's burned more than 900 homes. More than 3,000 personnel, including the National Guard, are assigned to the blaze, facing triple-digit heat. Meanwhile, near Yosemite National Park, the Ferguson fire, as it's called, continues to burn after 19 days of destruction. It's forced officials there to keep parts of the Yosemite National Park closed through Sunday. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano has been erupting since May 3rd, and now the eruption has set a local record. It's now the longest eruption ever in that area of the world. The previous record was set back in 1955. During that eruption, at least 24 different vents opened along a 9-mile stretch. 24 vents also opened during this current eruption. Only one is still active. Officials with the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory say there's no indication yet the current eruption will end anytime soon. Coming up in your Suncoast News, a Texas man is crediting his love for Apple products after his watch alerted him to an irregular heart rate.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. Coming up Thursday morning at 9 on Suncoast View, one person's trash becomes all of our fashions. We'll meet the creator of Trash Swag and hear how she's making a difference for all of us. Then we'll learn the health benefits that mushrooms can bring, plus Chef Judy's picks for the best Cuban sandwiches here on the Suncoast. That's all coming up on Suncoast View Thursday morning at 9.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi. I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver, and if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small, so Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
A Texas man is thankful he owns an Apple Watch for alerting him about an unknown heart condition. John Arias says he's never had any health problems, so he was shocked when his Apple Watch notified him of an irregular heartbeat. He says after about 2 weeks of alerts from the watch, he started having chest pain, and that's what sent him to the emergency room.
I started just getting random notifications saying that my heart rate was over 110, 120 without being active.
Doctors diagnosed Arias with premature ventricular contractions, and while the health features were not what initially sold Arias on that watch, he says it's now a major life-saving bonus, no doubt. All right, we're just getting started here on ABC 7. Let's get to Jacqueline in the newsroom for a look at some of the stories we're working on.
Scott, people who live near the Myakka River are concerned with flooding after Sarasota County issued a red code warning. Coming up tonight at 5, we'll hear from one concerned viewer and the plan that she has in place for her 11 horses. And at 6, a deadly crash on I-75 prompts our investigation into the preventative measures Florida Highway Patrol is taking to avoid accidents. And at 7, an exclusive interview with ABC 7's Alan Cohn and School Superintendent of Sarasota County, Dr. Todd Bowden, to discuss school security and much more. Let's send it back to Steve in the newsroom for more on our last forecast.
Jacqueline, let's take a look at our weather headlines, and we have a lot of clouds over us now, and they're going to stay with us through the evening hours, and that means a good chance of evening thunderstorms, about a 40% chance, and little chance or change in the weather as we move into the weekend. Strong storms moving over DeSoto County the last couple hours over towards Sebring, and if we look at the overnight forecast and the future radar showing hit and miss thunderstorms even along the coast as we move into midnight and the early morning hours with strong southerly wind flow over the state. I think it's going to be the pattern we're going to see not only today but tomorrow and into Friday and into the weekend. So a lot of clouds there. And here's your evening weather planner. Early storms possible with temperatures cooling off into the 70s. Scott?
All right, Steve, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We hope to see you back here at 5 o'clock, where we'll have more on that red tide outbreak that is now showing up on Siesta Beach in Sarasota County. We'll see you then.